We had an extraordinarily successful meeting this morning. Caucus is energized and excited, having spent a summer talking with Canadians in their constituencies and across the country about the change that Canadians want to see from their government and from their politicians. We had many discussions on a variety of subjects, including obviously the struggles of the middle class and the need for robust economic solutions to the many challenges that we're facing. We talked a lot about openness and transparency and accountability to Canadians. There was a lot of discussion about that, and consistent with that, we have decided that even though Mr. Harper has decided to prorogue and keep away from Parliament for 4 extra weeks this fall, the Liberal Party will be returning in the 3rd week of September as expected to get to work serving Canadians through the work in Ottawa that they expect us to do. We as a party had announced in the spring that we will be proactively disclosing our expenses online, particularly in regards to hospitality and travel expenses, along the same model that ministers, the ministerial accountability that is demanded and has been demanded since 2004, since Paul Martin, Liberal Prime Minister, brought in those measures. So we will be following along the very similar lines to the ministerial disclosure, and we intend to start when we return to Ottawa in late September. We are expecting that the example that the Liberal Party is going to show in being open and honest and disclosing our expenses is going to mean that the other parties will choose to follow suit. I think Canadians demand a level of transparency from their governments and from their political parties that the Liberal Party is happy to step up to and happy to take the lead on. I know that the other parties will not take long to realize that they cannot operate in secrecy anymore from Canadians. We've been talking an awful lot about the concerns facing young people, particularly young people who are facing some of the worst summer job numbers that Canadians have ever recorded. But it's not just young people who are lacking in opportunities, it's parents who are finding a larger role in having to support their children for longer. Looking at education and training, looking at how we're expanding opportunities in the knowledge economy, looking at how we develop solutions across the board is what the Liberal Party will be focused on over the coming years. We have a policy platform to build for 2015, and we are serious about putting it together in consultation with experts, with academics, and with ordinary Canadians. The point of this caucus is to bring together the Liberal members from across the country who have heard from Canadians who are concerned about their jobs, about their future, about their pensions, and begin to work together to develop the solutions that we're going to bring in as a government in 2015. This is not something to take lightly. It's not something to reel off because people want answers. People want answers, but people want to be part of generating those answers. And that's where the Liberal Party is absolutely serious about the kinds of meaningful consultation and working with Canadians to build a platform that reflects both the priorities, concerns, and solutions that Canadians are generating across the country. On youth employment and internships throughout the summer, we will continue to engage with Canadians in public forums. We will have a platform in 2015, a robust and comprehensive. We will have multiple discussions on economics, on concerns that we have and solutions we're bringing forward throughout the coming 2 years, and it will be an ongoing concern that we address. We are talking about it, we are working with it, and we will continue to address these concerns openly with Canadians and develop solutions. There will be various numbers of stakeholder meetings. We will have roundtables on issues that are important to Canadians. We will be discussing solutions that we have to bring forward. We will be doing the kind of work that parliamentary committees and parliamentarians are expected to do in terms of both holding the government to account for its erroneous decisions and its poor judgment, but also proposing the kinds of solutions and bringing together the kinds of stakeholders who provide input and solutions. The bringing Canadians inside involves involving them in our discussions, being open and consultative and iterative in our policy development, which means we put out ideas, they generate feedback, we continue to build with Canadians the kinds of solutions and future that they expect. My responsibility is to put forward a comprehensive, robust platform in 2015 that is going to demonstrate to Canadians that the Liberal Party is serious about working hard for them and responding to their concerns. And I'm not going to shortcut that process, which is a serious and responsible process, just because people want to know right now and they're impatient to know in the right time. We will be responsible about how we approach this and are not worried about dominating the news of the day. We want to provide good government to Canadians because that's what they deserve. Merci. I had a briefing yesterday afternoon from Minister Baird, who shared with me the information on the conversations that the government has been having with our allies in the U.S. and in the U.K. and elsewhere. We continue to be extremely concerned about what's happening in Syria. The Syrian people, up to 100,000 people or so have been killed, 400,000 injured. The use of chemical weapons is unacceptable and requires this significant response from the international community. And I am fully expecting that Canada will have a role to play in helping civilians, helping the Syrian people move beyond these atrocities. What exactly that role will be is something that we should be discussing as Canadian parliamentarians, which is why I would certainly like to see Parliament recalled so we can discuss this. But it's not an issue upon which I'm going to play any partisan games or advantage. Canadians, all Canadian parliamentarians are united in our horror at what's going on in Syria and our desire to help. Humanitarian aid, greater help in terms of refugees. These are things that Canada can do and that Canadians are united in wanting to do. But certainly supporting the international community in its decisions to intervene is going to be something that Canada will continue to do. Merci beaucoup.
Are you calling for Parliament to be recalled?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Really quick, one with my son. Of course. He's going to university right now, so he's going to be an engineer, civil engineer.
That's cool.
Very pleased to meet you. Good luck. You're very well spoken. And thank you.
Enjoy yourself, right? Hey! So? Yeah. How's the adoption? Suzanne?